week. So I have Green Goddess smoothie, but I usually mix that with the juice that I make myself. We have some kombucha, we have some almond milk, we have some pomegranate wonderful, which I also use mixed in with my own. So I create this like cornucopia of delicious juice. I'm not just drinking straight beet and carrot juice. I have some spinach, some mushrooms, some oranges, a pepper, some silk coconut for coffee. I usually get just the regular soy creamer, but they were out. I have beets and I have some zucchini. Oh, I think I have stuff in my backpack too. 1 second. All right, went to the gym and then I went, so I didn't have 2 bags. Cucumbers, kale, my wallet, organic bananas. I try to get organic where I can, but sometimes I don't. Tomatoes, and I think that's it. So, first things first, I'm the realist. Drop this and let the whole world feel me. Still in the motor business? Okay. So we are going to put away what we don't need, and I think we're gonna juice. Maybe we'll make some potatoes. We'll make some potatoes and we'll juice at the same time. Carrots that I need to use. I have tomatoes. I'm gonna make myself a like veggie pan-fried potato creation that I save for throughout the week, and sometimes I'll have it by itself and sometimes I'll have it with eggs. Superstore was like a only a couple days left that these are fresh bag for like $2. Okay, what don't I need right now? I don't need the bananas. So we usually have like tons of bananas, so these ones are more ripe, which we will freeze, because that's actually one of my best smoothie tips. Freeze your bananas. Creamy deliciousness. Do that. So I'll probably have one of these with cereal maybe. I used one this morning to make oatmeal. I will show you guys that. This is my leftover oatmeal. I should actually wrap that up. I don't really like cooking. I don't know why. I think it's like not a waste of time, but I'd rather be doing other things with my time. But I know that being healthy takes effort. So here I go. Let's put some of this stuff away. I also like soy milk, and I don't know how much I believe that soy milk isn't good for me. I'm gonna send me some research on that, and then maybe you'll change my mind. Perfect. This I'm just gonna drink here pretty quick because I'm feeling it. Juicing. This I'm gonna put in the fry. This I'm gonna juice a little bit of it. These I'm gonna put up here until I freeze. Juice. Let's take one of these out right now. So I'm trying to think of things I can tell you about me. I have felt the need to post on YouTube a lot. I felt it for a while. I actually didn't watch YouTube for a really long time. And then what changed was I had gotten engaged, and I was thinking about doing my own makeup. Let's get the potatoes. Let's preheat the oven. I'm gonna steal some of my husband's potatoes, and he's just gonna have to deal. And his are probably organic. He always buys like just organic stuff. Okay, so we're gonna roast these with salt, pepper, and probably some cayenne. Knife. I don't know why. I think my dad. Okay, so YouTube. So I got engaged and I was thinking about doing my makeup. So I started watching like YouTube tutorials on how to do your makeup, and I came across Tati, and I immediately felt a kinship with her. And along with learning to appreciate makeup more and spending a fair bit of money at Sephora in the process, it gave me another idea on how to break into the entertainment business. I've been an actress since I was 4, and I'm from Calgary and I live in Vancouver, Canada right now. And I moved to Vancouver to pursue acting. So I've been doing that for, God, how long have I been here? Like 8-9 years. These are just regular potatoes. I think like white. Honest to God, you guys are gonna roll your eyes at me because I probably don't know the official name of many of these. I'm gonna be like, this looks like a regular yellow potato. Roasting pan, I like to get the one that's kind of thicker because then I can open the oven and just shake it without worrying about stuff spilling out. So I will put some coconut oil in here. You can use regular olive oil or avocado oil, that will work as well. So yeah, so I have been doing plays and mostly independent films, student films for years. And I'm actually currently in a play right now. I have a performance tonight. It's called A Bunch of Amateurs at Metro Theater. And as I was watching YouTube, I was like, this is a good channel, opportunity to affect a different group of people, get my face out there, because I mean, the reason I want to be an actress, there's two reasons. One, I'm not a nervous, anxious person most of the time, and right before I get on stage is the only time I really feel nervous, and it makes me feel alive, like it's an excitement rather than, I mean, yeah, there's definitely like nerves in that as well, but I also want to have a soapbox to tell the world that you have everything you need inside of you, and if you master your inner self, then your outer self, your outer world will take care of itself. Because I've had a hard time with that. Okay, so I have coconut oil in here. I'm just gonna plop everything in here. It'll melt and go everywhere. And then I'm also gonna cut up this sweet potato. The chefs are like, your knife work is horrible, probably. I'm gonna put this into the oven. We don't need anything else. Salt and pepper. Okay, so I usually put one kind of spice in with my roasted vegetables. Most of the time it's like cayenne or garlic or something like that. Today, I'm gonna use turmeric. I know, crazy. I actually have pretty bad knees from playing soccer for 16 years, so I do take turmeric in pill form because it's good for your joints. So that's a lot, so let's stop that. My husband is king of the spices. He is such a, he's like a 16-year-old boy's like stone taste, you know? He's like, let's put oats and peanut butter and chocolate milk and yogurt all in the same bowl and just mix it up and eat it, you know? And at 350, now we are going to move forward with juicing. I actually need to wash all this, and my sink is full of dishes, so I'm gonna stop that and then I'll be back. I don't know why I just stopped it. I didn't realize that. So silly. Okay, so I'm gonna do this last beet. I usually do more beets than this because they're healthy and cheap. But I'm only doing one today because I have a lot of carrots that are going to be going bad soon, and I'm using that going bad thing I got from Superstore. I don't want to make too much juice because juice isn't something you can really save well. I try to do like 24 hours pre-prep juice. I would, but that's not really the jam. Okay, so I have some kale here. The first thing I'm going to do is I chop off just the bottom, and then I take it stalk by stalk and kind of just use this stuff first, because this is not the stuff I want in a salad, right? Well, I mean, I would, but it's just easier for me to do it this way. So I'd like to expand to, I mean, I'm going to be lifestyle and productivity, I think, because that's where my heart lies, you know, like being better, doing yoga, all that jazz, spirituality, trying to find. Okay, so once I have enough for my juicing, I will put the rest into like a produce saver box. That I just got these on Amazon for like less than $20 for probably 3, and I'll tear off hunks for salads, and then I'll save this. I usually just use something in my lettuce. I'll usually just use kale. With tahini. I make this dressing. I'll show it to you. So this is it. It's gonna be tahini, which I just buy in a huge container, and apple cider vinegar, olive oil, avocado oil, nutritional yeast, low sodium soy sauce. Although I should be having high sodium because, weirdly enough, my doctor actually said I need more salt in my diet because I have low blood pressure. Weird. I think that's it. Yeah, pretty sure. So I'll prep kale for that, so I can just put it in a to-go thing. And kale doesn't, like, you could put the dressing on in the morning and it'll be fine for lunch because kale is so fibrous. It actually will loosen it up a bit. I do highly suggest massaging your kale. I don't know where I heard that, but I probably YouTube. But apparently it's supposed to be good for getting your nutrients out of it. Take this right here and just put it right in their juice. That's the top of it. So it's not gonna have these little bad boys. I literally strictly just took the top, and the rest I'll use because I don't mind those stems in my salad. So I put the spinach in the same container that I put my kale. I don't think that is harmful in any way or makes it one go bad worse than the other. Spinach usually goes bad faster than kale, but I don't think that the spinach going bad will make the kale go bad, but that's just my uneducated opinion. Now we have all of our fruits and vegetables in the sink with that fruit and veggie cleaner. I'm just gonna clean up my workspace and get my juicer out here. I'm going to be shaking my potatoes and sweet potatoes. I'm gonna put my headphones on and juice and then watch this, and I'm starving. So as the juice comes, I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of the smoothie, just to make it taste better. Like, juice is healthy and it doesn't taste bad and it tastes good sometimes, but like it just makes it more enjoyable to me to add, like, you know, something that's a little sweeter, I guess, to it, so I enjoy it more. Okay. That was delicious. You know what? You don't need to watch me doing this anymore. We'll move on. All right, so we're back. I had a bath. I did my face cream skincare routine, and we are going to move on with our vegetable fry. Potatoes and sweet potatoes that we baked with salt and pepper and some turmeric. So I'm just gonna leave that in the still warm oven so it stays that way. I'm going to cut up some zucchini, some pepper, some mushrooms, some onion, and then I'll just put some grape tomatoes in it as well. So this I like to have, like I said before, with eggs. It's probably my favorite time. I actually used to not like breakfast very much, and I've just found some really good breakfast recipes that I like eating. And now that I'm doing intermittent fasting, breakfast has become like super enjoyable because I've been fasting since usually 5 or 6 o'clock the next day. I don't eat till about 9, 10, 11 in the morning, and it's just so enjoyable for me. So I really like zucchinis, just slightly pan-seared, because they keep this nice texture. They can get pretty soggy pretty quickly, especially because I'll probably eat half and reheat half later. So I'm gonna get a frying pan out. So I have a frying pan. I'm gonna put these in there just by themselves without any oil, because they kind of burn crisp up, which I really like. I lay them down flat so that they're each touching the surface. I don't just drop them in, and then I'll flip them with tongs so that they get seared on both sides. I like to cook all of my vegetables separately, not like chop them up and then put them all together, just because they all need to be cooked their own way. Like mushrooms, as I learned from Julia Child, you don't crowd mushrooms. So I'm gonna slice them into like discs essentially, and put some butter, low heat, and then spread them out as well, just like the zucchinis, because they will cook properly if you give them their own space. Sometimes I'll just cook just the potatoes and the onions and the peppers and stuff, and then leave the mushrooms for day of if I want a second helping, because they're really quick and easy to make, and they taste better when they're fresh. Okay, so we're letting the zucchini cook right now, so I'll just push these aside for now and do my pepper. I usually switch around what type of, let's do half a pepper, yeah, that's lots. I switch around what type of pepper. You guys are all gonna just crucify me with my knife skills, I know it. Because, I don't know, they all taste like the same but slightly different to me, so. And I do like a little bit bigger pieces of pepper, as I've learned over cooking, just because the small ones, you would have to scoop them onto your fork instead of spearing them, and I like to spear them. So yeah, so we're gonna do pretty big chunks, and I'll cook those separate from the mushrooms as well. I can hear the zucchini cooking. I'm gonna wrap up the rest of the pepper and the rest of the zucchini. I'll put them in one bag. Perfect. So these are just gonna go right in a pan as well. And I'll do some onion. I also like onion a little bit more roughly chopped than fine as well, just for the same reason. I save the onions till last. I have no idea why. I just usually do. Maybe because I don't want the onions to infuse in all of the other stuff. They're just the last thing to get done. All right, so I'm gonna cook these one at a time in the pan, and then I'll show you what it's like after. All right, so we're almost done with our fries. So I cooked separately the potatoes, the zucchini, the peppers, and the mushrooms and the onions. And I have our grape tomatoes right here. I like to do it on pretty like medium-high heat and literally just keep going like this until they get soft. So I've created a plate for right now of what I'm gonna eat. And then this is going to be what I put in the fridge to reheat another time. I have everything pretty undercooked for what I like, because I'll reheat this, and then before I eat right now, I'll just take this plate of stuff that I've, you know, some of it's gone cold, and then I'll put it right back in the frying pan and reheat it for what I'm gonna eat right now. I have some just sharp cheddar cheese right here that I like to add in after. Sometimes I'll do eggs on top. Most of the time I will actually. And I have some sugar-free ketchup and some sriracha as well. I'll put it right in the pan. It kind of caramelizes a little bit, which I love. And I'm not a huge, wow, I just sprayed that everywhere. I'm not a huge spicy fan, but I do like a little bit of spice. I think like Frank's Red Hot Sauce is like my cap. Kitchen. So I'm just gonna mix that around and kind of get that heated back up for me to eat. I do have some leftover kale salad and tofu as well. I'll show you that. My husband makes me this absolutely delicious tofu. Hopefully one day he can. We've talked about starting a YouTube channel together, so hopefully we can do it together and you can see him. But this is that kale salad I told you about earlier. So we have just regular kale with that tahini dressing I showed you, and then this is the tofu I'm talking about that he made me. So it's just really extra firm tofu, and it's he puts a coating of it of peanut butter, organic maple syrup, and Dijon mustard, and it's got this kind of sweet peanut butter coating that I love. And I can just heat that, but I like eating it cold with the salad as well. I have a performance tonight of my play, so I have my juice that I'm gonna drink before that, but because I'm doing intermittent fasting, I usually have 2 big meals. I woke up this morning and had oatmeal, and then this is going to be my second big meal. It's a little early for it. It's 2 o'clock, so I probably will actually only eat about half of this and then put it away. And then later, right before I leave, I'll have some juice and some tofu and kale.